Where does a human life ultimately go? A remarkable answer is given in a unique region of Tibet in China. The rainbow transformation of a Tibetan lama at the time of his passing is a unique phenomenon that attracts people to search for the essence of life. According to historical records, Hitler sent 2 expeditions to Tibet during World War II. What was he looking for? Rainbow transformation refers to the practice of Tibetan Buddhism in which the body of a monk who has attained nirvana can instantly transform into a rainbow of light and disappear. It is a strange and colorful sight. Rather than a legend, it is a miraculous sight that many people have said to have witnessed. In 1949, the Chinese Communist Party seized power in mainland China. After entering Tibet, like other parts of China, the Communist Party tried to promote atheism among the Tibetan people, but they were unsuccessful. The people living in Tibet are almost universally Buddhists, and their strong belief in the Buddha and his teachings comes from their culture, enlightenment, and their witnessing of miracles in the course of practicing their faith. The miracle of the rainbow transformation of many Tibetan monks also shocked CCP officials who were stationed in Tibet. As a result, the CCP eventually recognized the living Buddha of Tibet. However, the CCP is the one who identifies the living Buddha, not local Tibetan monks using their local traditions and cultural practices. Based on non-inclusive statistics, after the CCP took control of Tibet, dozens of renowned monks passed away in front of many by rainbow transformation, astonishing countless people. In 1952, Zhang Guohua, the then top military and political officer of the CCP in Tibet and the commander of the 18th Army of the People's Liberation Army, witnessed such a miracle on the spot. One day, Zhang Guohua received a message from an old monk that he would be leaving Tibet the following day. Zhang went to see him off the next day and found the old monk sitting in the center of the hall. He did not come down to receive Zhang and his company as usual, so Zhang and his men waited in the wings. After the other monks of the temple arrived, they sat around the living Buddha. While Zhang was waiting, something shocking took place. The old monk was seen to rise from his seat, then fall back to it. When he rose for the 3rd time, there was a loud sound, just like a big bolt of lightning, and the old monk just vanished. Only a red cloud was seen flying away with nothing left behind. In 1975, after an earthquake at Spiti, a place located on the border between India and Tibet, 2 Indian border patrolmen were sent to repair the damaged highway. In the rubble, they dug up a corpse. What is strange is that the body is only a foot high and there is no trace of decay, with eyelashes and hair roots visible to the count. The head was pressed against the knee, showing a meditative posture. A cloth was wrapped around the body from the neck to the bottom of the thighs, which was supposed to fix the sitting posture. In 2003, an American research team came to this border town at an altitude of 3,280 meters. After testing the bones, it was found that no preservatives had been used and the bones were more than 500 years old. The trip was also made into a documentary, Mystery of the Tibetan Mummy. A more recent rainbow transformation took place on the afternoon of August 28, 1998. A tantric practitioner passed away after instructing his disciples in a modest hut next to Luma Rap Monastery in Sichuan. He was seen lying on his side, on the bed, with a Buddhist bead in his hand, chanting under his breath. At 7 o'clock that night, the disciples found that the wrinkles on Master's body had disappeared and his skin had become as delicate as that of a 7 or 8-year-old child. Not at all the same as when he was alive, in his old age, and his body had shrunk a bit compared to when he was alive. 2 days later, one of the disciples went to the Master's meditation room and found that his body had shrunk again. It was customary to leave the body for 7 days. 7 days later, on the morning of the 8th day, the disciples and 6 relatives went into the master's room and were surprised to find the bed empty without even a trace of hair. People living near Lumo Rap Monastery reported seeing a colorful rainbow rising from the roof of the master's house and then disappearing into the sky. It is believed that there are 3 levels of rainbow transformation, depending on the level of the practitioner's spirituality. The highest level is like the aforementioned master's final pass. The body gradually becomes smaller and smaller, and then the body finally turns into a rainbow of colors. The next level is when the body turns into light and sound after the pass, leaving only the nails, hair, and hard sarira. The next level is when the body gradually shrinks to about 1 foot, and then the body becomes as hard as steel and emits a sound when tapped. There is a long history of spiritual practice in China, and some Chinese believe that one can raise the level of life through cultivation. If successful, one can transform from a human being into a higher being with supernormal abilities. One way to do this is through the practice of Buddhism. According to historical records, in ancient China, many spiritual practitioners ascended to the sky in broad daylight and disappeared. They are believed to have become immortals. For example, the Yellow Emperor, the original ancestor of the Chinese people, was recorded in Chinese history books as having unified the various ethnic groups on the Chinese land and created the Chinese language. He ended up ascending to the sky through spiritual practice. The miracle of rainbow transformation has provided more confidence for these believers. Many people in the cultivation community have traveled great distances to Tibet to search for teachers, and many Tibetan lamas have also demonstrated great spiritual powers. So, what exactly was Hitler looking for in Tibet? In 1938, Heinrich Himmler sent an expedition to Tibet headed by Ernst Schaefer, and including botanists, doctors, anthropologists, and other cutting-edge specialists. The Nazi expedition was warmly welcomed by the Tibetan government and received grand hospitality after arriving in Tibet. Once the team settled in Tibet, they immediately went about their duties: photography, measuring Tibetan skulls and nose distances, recording Tibetan eye and hair colors, and so on. After returning to Germany, Schaefer reported to Himmler that he had heard that there existed a cave called Shambhala in Tibet, in which there was a world axis that could control the rotation of the earth and reverse time, and whoever mastered the world axis could control the world. In 1943, with the defeat of Nazi Germany at Stalingrad and the almost destruction of the Sixth Army, Himmler, who smelled defeat, remembered Shambhala and immediately met with Hitler, proposing to send a special operation team to Tibet to find the Earth axis. Thousands of airborne troops could be sent there to create a legion of undead soldiers. Simultaneously, the axis of the Earth could be reversed so that Germany could go back to 1939, correct the mistakes made at the beginning, and restart the war. Himmler appointed his confidant, Peter Aufschnatter, to lead a team of 5 men to Tibet, searching for Shambhala, but the expedition was said to have mysteriously disappeared in Tibet. Eventually, Germany declared defeat and surrendered. It seems that the vast snowy plateau contains many mysteries. The rainbow transformation of the trained monks is only a tiny part of what Tibetan Buddhism shows the world. In the vastness of the universe, there are too many secrets for humans to explore.